And we're back for another episode. In this episode, we're going to be carrying on the patch 4.3 story. And as always, hello from Mithrie. So, we are here in the Doman Enclave, and we need to talk to Emissary. So, the quest is called Under the Moonlight. So, Emissary seems ready to bid farewell to Doma. So, I think it's time we were going, don't you? We've done all we can here, and we have a lot to report. But before we head back to the Rising Stones, let's call in Rauga's Reach. We should be the ones to tell Lise about Xenos. After everything we went through together, we owe her that. Cool. So I'm guessing that this is the last quest of this patch. But still, I guess we'll see. And I wonder if there's going to be any cliffhanger at the end of this patch. Well, it's been a while since I've been here. Okay, so let's see. Lady Lise. So, Mithrie, Elisa, you're back. No Alpha Node? It's good to see you, Lise. As for my headstrong brother, he's off on what will almost certainly turn out to be a once-in-a-lifetime trip to Garlemald. It's a long story, but we have evidence that Xenos might still be alive. What? But that's... If this is a joke, gods, then... this had better be a joke. Once upon a time. It's true. The end. Look, I know what I saw, right? We all saw it, and here you are saying he's alive, and well, and living high life back in Garlemald. I know how ludicrous this sounds. I'm still having difficulty believing it myself, but while I might doubt the word of an Imperial envoy, I am inclined to trust Mithrie's. She saw the Crown Prince through the Echo, in a meeting that could only have taken place in the recent past. It was him, it was Xenos. Xenos is alive. No, it must have been, I don't know, some kind of really convincing imposter. Xenos is dead. He had such a great hole in his neck, we buried him. Aye, and someone went to the trouble of desecrating the bastard's grave, remember? Falls, gilded halls, whatever are you talking about? Oh, Fancred. Haven't seen you in a while. So, Fancred, what brings you to the Reach? Alpha Node had me lending a hand at the Saltery, keeping an eye on the rebuilding work and so on. Just until operations were up and running, and now that they are, I thought I might look into you, on you, blah, 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 before wending the weary back where my head was. I can read. So forgive me if I misheard, but if there's some suggestion that the late Crown Prince could have gotten better, if so, might I suggest a quick look inside his coffin as our first order of business? As much as I hated the man, it doesn't feel right defiling his grave. But if it will put this rumour to rest, I suppose we have to. And when there are no curious eyes about, if we can manage it. Linus is buried up at Blood Hoe in the Locks. His grave was set apart from the others and left unmarked, so as not to upset the locals. Then it shouldn't be too hard to find. Nago, you're in charge until I get back. Okay, so let's go to the locks. Up there. Okay, thankfully we can also fly in this zone as well. So yeah, the plot thickens. I just wonder what we're going to find. It's like, are we going to find him in the grave and be like, so who's that imposter? Is he an Ascian in disguise? Running Garlemald? It was sort of a cruel fate that Yotsuyo got, but at the same time, how many people did she torment willingly? So there's, you know, karma in her fate sort of thing. Aha. So this is it. Gods, he'd better be in there. Someone scrawled all over the stone a while ago, but I had it scrummed off and thought no more about it. So no one thought to check if the coffin was still occupied. Well then, we are presented with but one course of action, and we had best be sure we are not observed in doing it. Shall we begin?
Oh dear. We seem to be missing a corpse.
Uh-oh. That lightning. What timing, eh?
Well, it must be somewhere. I only hope it isn't walking around.
So, if there's no corpse, are we to conclude the rumors are true? Not necessarily. We might still be dealing with a doppelganger of some kind. An agent that could have been sent to dispose of the body in a bid to lend credence to the tale of Xenos' resurrection. More and more, however, I find myself siding with Alphinaud's theory of Ascian possession. Speaking from experience, I can tell you they have no qualms about taking a living host, let alone a dead one. You're saying an Ascian is walking around in Xenos' body? It seems a distinct possibility. Once I have put this grave back the way we found it, I shall pay a visit to the people responsible for interring the Crown Prince. Before leaping to any conclusions, I want to know for sure if a body was ever buried there. Sorry. And how certain we are that Xenos was properly dead. If he wasn't, that was some trick. He was good at... He as good as cut off his own head. Anyway, Roban needs to hear about this. If you find anything out, send words to me at Ralgar's Reach. I don't know why I'm surprised. With matters settling down in Doma, we were due another crisis. Shall we make for the Rising Stones then? It's past time we shared these developments with the others. Well, it's been a while since we went to the Rising Stones. Oh, nice. It teleported us straight there. So, while I was waiting for you to arrive, I spoke with Urianger over Link Pearl and gave him a full report. Y'shtola is on her way and should be here any... Ah. So, Elise, Mithrie, 'tis good to see you safe and well. What news have you from the east? So, disturbing developments indeed, given all we know. I too would conclude that an Ascian now inhabits Xenos' body. A doppelganger might fool the Crown Prince's subordinates, but Mithrie? Nay, Alpha Node had the right of it. Would that his wisdom extended to the question of his own safety, capable though he has become, he ventures alone into the enemy stronghold, and the shadowy web of the Paragons like as not. So when it comes to making rash decisions, I'm hardly in a position to criticize, but I'm worried. I wish there were something I could do for him besides pray. Meanwhile, in the Imperial Palace, so we cannot suffer Acons to exist. Was I not clear on this point? More than clear. The icon in question was summarily dispatched by the Warrior of Light. The summoner is dead, and the rite beyond repeating. Everything proceeded according to plan, every party behaving exactly as required. My methods may seem extreme, but there is no cause for concern. I work only to ensure the salvation of this star. So, what are you doing fiddling with that thing? I asked you a question, soldier. I feel like I recognize him. What are you? Have you lost your mind? Rip. So, I have lost many things, but my mind is yet my own. Oh god, is he, what's his name? I know him. There upon the stage I stood, prepared to take my final bow, only to find that the finale was but an intermission. Shall I use this chance to repent for my sins? Embrace goodness and mediocrity, that's the word. Nay, I think not. While the one I yearn to face yet lives, the hunt must go on. Oh, really? Okay, so we got the achievement Lunar Cycle. So because we completed the quest, so we get the title Under the Moonlight. So let's equip that title quickly. me sort by name. Well, I've got 169 titles now. There you go. Mithrie Menethil under the moonlight. Mithrie Menethil Angel under the moonlight. So we'll get the next quest is called Emissary of the Dawn. We'll get the Ponder emote. So with thoughts of Alphinaud's plight weighing heavy on her mind, at least they might welcome some company. So it's been an eventful few days, hasn't it? But I suppose we can all do now is wait from a word from Alphinaud. I don't recall the last time I had nothing pressing to be getting on with. We should probably make the most of it. Shall I put on some tea? Tea would be lovely. You may regale me with the tale of your adventures in the Far East, and of your encounter with this new primal especially. I'll put the kettle on then. That table makes free if you'd like to take a seat. Fair enough. So upon sitting at the table, several cutscenes will play in sequence. It is recommended that you set aside sufficient time to view these cutscenes in their entirety. Fine. Let's go for it. Why not? AKA, this might take longer than 20 minutes, half an hour. So, interesting. So this Yumi was summoned in much the same manner as Susano, via the medium of a sacred relic. That's right, they believe their gods, or kami, reside in physical objects. Given the danger they represent, it may behoove us to begin a catalogue of such relics, but if we are to contain the threat, we will require a better understanding of the summoning method itself. I believe I shall pay a visit to Doma and learn what I can on the subject. A fine idea, and I know for a fact that our friends in Doma would be grateful for any information which could help prevent further summoning in the region. I will pen you a letter for introduction. Lord Heian will wish to welcome our resident expert on aetherology. Greetings, could it be that I am in time for tea? It certainly looks that way. Come on, sit down and tell us how your investigations went. So after you left, I went about questioning Bloodhoe's gravekeepers. They all told much of the same story. Once the Sanha officers had confirmed Xenos' dead, his corpse was interred under strict supervision. There seems little reason to doubt the testimony on that point, but when I mentioned the defacement of Xenos' grave, accounts grew rather more vague. No one reported having seen any suspicious persons in the vicinity, and all assumed the act to have been perpetrated by a vengeful Alamegan. Crucially, however, I was able to confirm that when the offending scroll was removed. As per Lisa's instruction, no one involved thought to check the contents of the coffin. By that stage, 'tis like the corpse was already missing. I mean, to be fair, how often do people check inside coffins? Assuming Xenos has not in fact risen from the dead, we are left with two possibilities. Either the body was disposed of to lend credence to the claims of an extremely committed imposter, or an Ascian has taken up residence within it. But wouldn't the body have decomposed, at least a little bit? If Sashi was as fervent as a devotee as you believe, he would not have been fooled by an impersonation, however committed. We must assume that we are dealing with an Ascian and proceed accordingly. Agreed. The question is, how many more monsters are waiting for Alphinaud in Garlemald? Their presence was his chief reason for going. He understood the risk. I only hope he did not underestimate the extent of the infestation. Okay, so will we see Garlemald at least a little bit? Meanwhile, on the Imperial Hypersonic Assault Craft LXXV, so, Master Alpha Node, we are making good speed towards our destination. Is aught amiss? Nay, it's just I can see naught from my cabin. I was curious to know the land over which we flew. I'm afraid our military craft are built with little thought of such niceties. I am happy to indulge your curiosity, however. We are presently passing over the burn on the western edge of Ophard. Even with the benefit of a porthole, your gaze would have been greeted with naught but marms upon marms of lifeless earth. I have read something of the burn. It was described as a desolate wasteland, bled dry of every last drop of aether. It is believed that a succession of icon summonings was responsible. When Emperor Solus first came to Ophard and beheld this blight, he is said to have reeled at the scale of the devastation. He declared icons a threat to our very star's existence, and issued an empire-wide decree ordering the eradication of all such entities. Report. We're under attack. Sir, Magitech armor, no visible designation. Magitech, but who? Ah. All cannons return fire. Damage report. The main reactor has been hit. Helm unresponsive. We're going down, sir. Damn it, they knew exactly where to hit us. All hands, brace for impact. Rip. So, glad to have you back, Master Alpha Node. We have landed in one piece, more or less. But the air filtration system is damaged and the ship is filling with smoke. We must gather the survivors and get out while we still can. So before, like, waking up to being surrounded by Imperials, you would be worried. Aye, aye. Okay, duty calls commence battle for Emissary of the Dawn. If your level is above 70, it will be synced. Ooh, where did this battle come from? Are we going to control Alpha Node? Or some other character that's not Mithrie? Oh, wow. We're actually controlling Alpha Node. How cool is this? Search for survivors. This is awesome. Okay, ruin, free, physique, and try shackle. Okay, so if we get attacked, then we can at least bind them. Let's try and destroy this. I don't think this has ever been in this game, of like controlling another in-game character like this. Okay, let's see if we can heal him or something. My thanks, I don't think I would have made it. Okay. Role playing. That's funny. Okay, let's get rid of the ads first. Yeah. We're fine on mana. I wonder when we'll get the ability to use his limit break. Like I said, this is cool. I like this. I said I was always looking for innovation, basically. Okay, cool. That's done. Because adding this sort of feature into the game adds an infinite level of possibilities. Like, will we get to roleplay as all of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn? It's interesting they all have, like, Garlean flags, Imperial flags, but they're attacking us. Maybe they're like rebels within Gala mode who are like, we would never work with people from Eorzea. Confound it, not here, not like this. Lol. Who's that over there? So what? Who in the Emperor's name? Enemies of our enemies. Introductions can wait. You are calm in a crisis, Master Alpha Node. Let us finish this then. So, are the other people going to help us? Are they going to help us? But enemy of our enemy doesn't necessarily mean friend. Okay, let's go. Yeah, this fight is easy. Okay, cool. Everyone else seems, health-wise, everyone's doing more than fine. Rip. Crap. Tell you what, let's assist these two, because maybe we'll kill them quicker that way. Yeah, looks like everyone's got good health. Like I said, I know it's not the most exciting gameplay, but it's the fact we're controlling Alpha Node now. And for me, that is really cool. After all these years in the game. So, thumbs up, Square Enix. It's like, I agree. Everyone's doing okay health-wise. Yeah. I mean, we still haven't used... We never use that big attack. Maybe there'll be some other situation where we need to use it. I just hope it's not some situation where, like, he has to... It's like the last ability he ever uses or something like that. So, my thanks. Your intervention proved most timely. Well, I do not think to meet an Eorzean in this place, let alone a Scion. You know of me, sir? I have some small history with your order. But I would speak of the present. Know you your assailants and the severity of your predicament? These soldiers bore the insignia of the Emperor's personal guard. And I could venture a guess as to their motive, but you have yet have us at a disadvantage, sir. Will you not tell us who you are? Our names are not yours for the asking, and as for our purpose, let this be your answer. An Asian mask? The face of our prey. So we must await before more arrive. Come with us or stay. Make your choice now. Even should we manage the long trek out of the burn, the secure passage to the capital, we would no doubt be greeted by the Emperor's Guard. This is a gun blade, isn't it? It's a gun. Yeah. So indeed, we accept your gracious offer. So is the new class in the game going to be the Squall? Lol. So Shadowhunter will suffice for the present. Or is Shadowhunter going to be the new class? Is that what they're hinting at? Cub. Oh, wow. So he hunts Asians for a living. Interesting. This is intolerable, but as much as I wish it were otherwise, there is nothing we can do for Alphanode now but pray for his success. Well, that is not entirely true. While your brother journeys to Garlemald from the east, I could make my way there from Alamigo and find out what there is to be learned in the Empire's western provinces. Then I'm coming with you. I can't very well sit here sipping tea if there's action to be taken. Forgive me at least say, but the provinces are hostile territory, and stealth is all important. It is safer that I go alone. I can sneak well enough when the situation demands it. Don't patronize me. We should leave this to Thancred. I'll go with him. And how exactly would that be any better? I must refuse your company as well, my friend. Formidable though you are, the success of my mission depends on moving unnoticed. Unless you forget, you have grown rather famous. I trust you understand. I guess. 7 million views and counting. Fine, just promise you'll be careful. Okay, so let's complete. So it seems that praying is to be the extent of my contribution after all, but I will stay behind as I have been bid. We all have our talents. Mine just happens to involve a silver tongue and soft souls. I promise to send word the moment I learn aught of the consequence. See that you notify me too. I mean to depart for Doma as soon as I find a suitable East Aldenard vessel to bear me thither. But I shall return if I am needed. Be sure to drop in whenever you're next in the area, Mithrie. Any luck, I'll have a painfully detailed report from Alpha Node. Okay, that's complete. So you've learned the emote Ponder. And that's it. That's patch 4.3's story. So anyway guys, that's it for this episode. Thank you for watching, and as always, goodbye from me. And quickly before I leave, let's see what the Ponder looks like. Let's see, Ponder. Sorry, where is this? Let me see if I can find this. Ponder. Okay. So goodbye from me, and goodbye from Mithrie. Bye, guys. Lol.